I'm Jason from Fuzzlord Effects, and today in this video we're going to be checking out a bunch of ridiculous reverb gear listings. These are just my picks, so if you saw something recently that you thought was a crazy high price, drop it in the comments below. Before we get started, I just want to give a big thank you to all the people that help support this YouTube channel on the Patreon page. If you want to support the channel, you can check out the link in the description or pick up a t-shirt from fuzzlordeffects.com. This month, at the end of July 2024, I'm going to be picking a winner over on the Patreon page and sending out this Fuzzlord modified tube screamer to one lucky winner. Let's get started on this week's video. Alright, first up on this video's ridiculous reverb listings is a Dallas Arbiter Fuzzface modified by Eddie Kramer Fuzzface 70s Red. For the low price of $10,000, you do get free shipping, and it's on sale for 50% off. So a $10,000 savings if you buy now. Let's check this out from John's Gear Locker.
There's no explanation, just body after body.
This is a original 70s fuzz face made by Dallas Arbiter. They're called a fuzz face because they look kind of like a face. Two eyes, nose, happy face. This is your one-way ticket to sounding like Jimi Hendrix. Let's check out the inside. The circuit board is upside down, so we can't actually check out the transistors or anything, and it looks like we're rocking the signature select battery, very important to the guitar tone. This one's in decent shape on the inside. Outside, not so much. Inside, looking pretty good. It's got shielded cable for the input. That's nice. Let's check out what John from John's Gear Locker has to say. He was signed to the power trio from hell. Eddie Kramer, Kiss, Jimi Hendrix, Foghat, Led Zeppelin was our producer.
Hey, they're saying no way.
My fuzz face was intermittent. He took it and modified it like Jimi Hendrix, his fuzz faces. He totally did the insides and it sounds amazing.
I didn't do fucking shit.
Best fuzz face I've ever heard. You can hear it on Guitar from Hell by the power trio from hell, Warner Brothers Reprise Records. All I got to say is, aside from the price, the grammar on this post is ridiculous. So this one's definitely taking the top in the most ridiculous listings and the most ridiculous grammar. I have put a picture on here that magically erased the components on the PC board that Kramer installed the mods on, but I won't show you what he did. John, you're making my brain hurt. Next up, Sun Model T from 1970s. Compared to some of the other listings in this video, this actually isn't a terrible price. $5,604.61. Don't forget that 61 cents. Plus $659.37 shipping. And the listings I picked out for this video, the shipping prices and the cents that go with it just don't make any sense to me. But hey, what do I know? I just work here. So Model T, this is a really great sound amplifier. If you've ever played one, I'm curious to know what you think of it. Sun amps were made in my home state in Oregon, just outside of Portland. So let's check it out. It's actually in really good shape. These are have gotten really hard to come by. They used to be a lot more affordable, but the whole doom metal community ruined that. Why does it not have a ground prong on the cable?
Wow, isn't very nice.
This amp is dangerous, not just for your hearing, but for your health. So let's check it out. This was a amp that was imported to Japan. It's meant to run on 100/110 AC. So if you were to pick up an amp like this, you would probably want to grab a Variac to step down the voltage from the wall so that you're not running everything too hot in this amp, because we're running like 117, 120 stateside coming right out of the wall. Tubes have been replaced. I don't know why this is being advertised. I mean, I guess they're just letting you know that this amp is a death trap. So I would not play this amp, but I thought it was a pretty nice amp. But after seeing the ground tab removed and that price, I'm kind of thinking they should pay a tech to put a cable on it so you don't get enlightened, as I call it, or get your dick electrocuted off. Next up, this is a Gibson Les Paul from 1960 for the low price of $295,000. You too can own this Les Paul. It's really good shape, and it's a beautiful guitar, honestly. I played one 60s Les Paul. I believe it was a 66. My dad had one when I was a little kid, and that was the first guitar I ever played. I'm not sure that I would go as far as to paying the price of a beautiful home in Austin, Texas. Well, I mean, there's more expensive houses in Austin, but you can totally get a house outside of Austin for $300,000 that's like really nice. I don't know. What do you think? If it came down to it, would you rather have the Les Paul or a home in Austin? That is Jimmy, my wiener dog, shaking his ears in the background. This guitar's in great shape. Let's see what Black Magic Vintage Guitars has to say. So they're offering this 1960 Gibson Les Paul Standard in the Mize burst. So they're saying it has 59 appointments, die that has faded, no tomato soup, bonnet knobs, no reflectors, single ring tuners, not double ring. Really good shape guitar. So back to the Mize origin story. This burst ink was stamped property of R.D. Mize. R.D. didn't know it at the time, but he now deservingly has a burst named after him. So let's see, what are the blims? 2 screw holes have been filled at the end pin from a floating vibrato, no holes on top. And there's a 2.5 inch long by 1 millimeter wide run on the back of the neck that has been drop filled. Anyway, what do you think? $295,000? Oh, interesting. Also cool UV lighting. Speaking of UV lighting, I was working on a new pedal for Fuzzlord that I was checking out some UV reactive powder coat finishes so it would like glow under black light. So what do you think? $295,000 deal or no deal? Or house in Texas? I think I'd go with the house in Texas, but this is a sick guitar. All right, next up is a Gibson Les Paul SG-EX Les Paul and Mary Ford 1961. This guitar was actually owned by the dude himself, Les Paul. You know, you heard Les Paul guitars. Well, this is the dude, Les Paul. He did a lot for recording, like he helped come up with the whole sound on sound recording technique, as well as helped innovate, not helped, he invented the tape echo unit by installing a second playback head on tape so you could record and then play it back shortly after and then move the tape head around, which I think is totally amazing. So it's got a whole bunch of paperwork with it, some photos of Les holding the guitar. It's actually in wonderful condition for its age. I'm not sure what's up with this strap connector right there. Maybe somebody can fill us in on the comments. Fill us in the comments, or I can't really tell what that is. But it's got a bunch of really cool documentation with it. $169,000, $169,013, $169,013.93, plus $270.42 shipping. I don't know if the price on this is ridiculous, but the whole 93 cents to me thing does seem ridiculous to me. This is in London Vintage Guitars of Denmark Street, UK and Amsterdam. So if you want to expand your stock portfolio and you want to buy some stonks in Klon Sinchar flavor, this is number 941 with the Longtail Horsey. Question. You can answer this if you feel so inclined. I wonder if it comes with the Tootsie Rolls. Is it really even a Klon Centaur if it doesn't have Horseman on it? I mean, there's some out there that don't have Horseman on it who can both kick you in the face with his horse legs while swording you. Klon Centaurs are a really cool pedal, and this one comes with all of the original documentation, which I think is really badass. Look at that original business card of William Finnegan, the creator of the Klon. He actually worked with two other people that were MIT electrical engineering graduates. Definitely a more is more circuit. I think the Klon Centaur is one of the most aesthetically pleasing guitar pedals ever made. Just the colors, the horizontal layout, Horseman, who can both punch, kick, and sword you all at the same time, and these cool like big muff style knobs. And of course, we can't talk about a Klon without checking out the goop inside the pedal. I wonder if we can call this phone number or fax Horseman artwork to this fax machine. So the Klon Centaur was famously gooped. This is like a black epoxy that they dumped over the circuit board. A lot of people think it was to help keep the secrecy of the circuit. Sometimes in electronics, companies will goop the circuit board for electronics that like are going to be outside, or to help like with shipping so that components don't rattle around a lot. I definitely do think they were trying to keep this circuit a secret, because it's a highly original circuit compared to other overdrive and distortion pedals. What kind of battery are we rocking? Duracell alkaline. There's a little note in here. It says if you're using a battery to power it, the unit needs a strong one to sound its best. Always use Duracells or Energizers. So there you have it, right from William Finnegan. If you want tasty tone, use Duracell or the Energizer Bunny. For the low price of $5,999, thank you, Vig Guitars, for not adding a weird like 13 cents on top of that. If you want some tasty tone and you like Horsemen, this is the pedal for you. So increase your stonks by buying Klon stock. All right, this is a really cool vintage Big Muff. This is a V3 1976. Comes with the original box, which is in pretty good shape, aside from maybe a little coffee or brewski stain. This is a NYC Muff, the kind of classic color and style for these. It looks like these were still screen printed back then. Looks like the screen moved a little bit, which looks pretty cool. Let's check out the insides. This pedal's actually in really good shape. I got a feeling Jay Mascis is drooling over this pedal right now.
When you turn on the Big Muff, then it's louder.
Beautiful shot of the circuit board with those BC239 transistors. Looks all original. So yeah, amazing photos on this one, which is really nice to see on a vintage piece of gear like this. So nicely laid out circuit board. This makes my OCD very happy. Got some polyfilm caps. That electrolytic cap probably needs to be changed, but it's good that they kept it all original. So for the low price of $7,572.25, don't forget that 25 cents plus $99.96 shipping. You too can own a 1976 Big Muff pie like Jay Mascis and just buy up every vintage Big Muff in existence and collect them all like Pokemon. All right, this one is a really cool listing. This is a 1965 Plexi JTM 100. This one kind of stood out to me because I have not seen many with the dual inputs. If you know about this amp, I'd love to hear what you got to say about it in the comments below. I wonder if those are the original tubes in it. That would be pretty cool. This one's got the dual output transformers, which is really unique and rare in the Plexis, and one gigantic power transformer. Let's see what you get for $21,000. $21,627.02. Again, it's the cents that don't make sense to me. So the Music Locker in Derby is excited to offer one of the first ever JTM 100 amps ever made, pre-September 1965. One of only a dozen known to exist with the dual output transformers, and this one is as clean and original as you'll find them. Find another, tauntingly typing in all caps. You'll not find a better example. You really won't. Psh, watch me. Is this worth the $21,000? $21,627. Or would you pick up like Plexi replica? I think I'd pick up a Plexi replica for about $1,800 and then go on like a $19,000 tiki bar spree. All right, compared to some of the other listings, this new Travis Bean Designs, that's Electrical Guitar Company, remaking a bunch of the old Travis Bean TB-1000As with permission from the Travis Bean Company. This guitar is absolutely beautiful. If you don't know about Travis Bean guitars, they have an aluminum neck with a wooden fretboard. I think kind of the best of both worlds between the aluminum necks and like your classic wooden fretboards. They have a lot of sustain. They sound really good. These guitars are exceedingly heavy. One cool thing about them is that the neck runs all the way through the body and the strings go right through the neck. Let's see if we can get a better picture of the neck pocket. This one's for sale from Sonic, an awesome music gear retailer. They actually carry Fuzzlord pedals. Let's see what they got in stock. They got some Fuzzlord pedals in stock. They've been a long time supporter of what I do here at Fuzzlord, and it looks like they pretty much have everything in stock currently, except the new FW70 fuzz pedal. I have to give them an email. So I'm curious to know if you had a choice between the 2023 Travis Bean Designs guitar and a 1976 Travis Bean Artist Series, what would you go with? These aluminum necks underneath the fretboard have some channels routed out of them to help with neck dive, which is really nice. And I don't know if you've ever had a chance to play one. I'm curious to know what you think of Travis Bean guitars. I had one for a little bit. Let's go ahead and check out a little clip of the one I had that was like a seafoam blue. Absolutely beautiful guitar. I got it used, kept it for a while, then ended up selling it to someone else to fund some other gear purchases. So let me know what you think in the comments of these Travis Bean guitars. All right, I really appreciate you watching. Be sure you drop that comment below if you have something to add to this list, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this video so you don't miss any of the content that I put out. Big thanks to all the Patreon supporters whose names I'm running on the screen right now, especially Jacob, Jonas, Corey, and Vajuslavic. I'm Jason from Fuzzlord. I'll talk to you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.